Media Network production.
Welcome to the show. For many of our military men and women, coming home doesn't necessarily mean the battle's over. After years of structure and mission and camaraderie and knowing exactly where you fit, the transition back to civilian life can bring challenges that many of us just don't understand if we haven't lived it as well. Sometimes those struggles can have devastating consequences. According to the latest report from the Department of Veterans Affairs, 6,398 veterans died by suicide. This was in 2023. And that averages out to about 17 and a half veterans every single day. I think those numbers may be even more dramatic than that. Well, today we are going to talk about those numbers, but more importantly, about the men and women behind them and what we can do to help, perhaps. Maybe do something before a person reaches that crisis point. Joining me now, our good friend, Navy veteran David Doc Haight, who has been a strong advocate for fellow veterans, along with Stephen Andrews, who I've just met. He's an Army veteran, former infantry officer, served as captain, and has recently made that transition from military life to civilian life. So welcome, both of you. And first of all, thank you both for your service to our great nation.
And thank you for getting the information out there.
Well, it is so important. Well, Stephen, let me begin with you. The transition is fresh for you. What has surprised you the most, I guess, about going from the Army to civilian life?
Yeah, I would say the strongest contrast was probably the camaraderie in the sense of I had an identity, I was a leader, I had a purpose for what I was doing every day when I woke up, either to get the job done or to take care of people. And that was essentially a complete reversal. The moment that you're out, you are now alone, navigating your own transition, your own identity. What is your purpose? So just essentially like a complete 180. It was the hardest thing to juggle. Of one day I was Stephen, the Army officer, and then the next day I was just Stephen.
Yeah, when did you go into the military?
So I commissioned from Old Dominion University in 2015, and then I got out in 2020.
Okay, so a good chunk of time.
Yep.
You spent in the military. Reason you decided to go ahead and move back to civilian life?
It was actually out of my control. I was medically retired in 2020, so
Okay.
it was not something that essentially I was no longer able to serve.
Okay. All right. So I don't understand a lot of the rules and that kind of thing. David, when you hear about these transitions like Stephen's, does it bring back memories of your own experience?
So we didn't have any kind of transition, standard operating procedure in place. So when I got out, and I was active duty from 79 to 89. When I got out, and then I did reserves over the years, including after 9/11. But when I got out in 89, I was stationed in Hawaii. I was a Navy corpsman stationed with the Marines. So I went over to Pearl Harbor, and it was like a 40-minute class, and they gave you, it was interesting. They gave us these big packets, and you could tell that they needed to change the ink in the printer because you could just barely see it, of all these resources. And they talked very fast, and there was no, it was supposed to be a debrief. It was supposed to be like a couple days, and they didn't have that. So I, like Stephen said, I went from being Doc one day to being David in nursing school the next day. And there was no transition. Like in nursing school, I was 29. Most of my classmates were like 18 or 19. And so I turned 30 in nursing school, and that was hard for me because I had a lot of 18 and 19-year-olds in my class. So I felt old, but no, that there was no transition. I didn't even know that we could get benefits or apply for disability until years later, after I'd done some active reserves.
Sounds like they could have done a better job
Yes.
of preparing you for that. Do you think are they doing better now that you how long ago did you get
So
out?
I got out 6 years ago. So
Okay.
even now, I'm still navigating my own transition.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the struggles that he had to go through is actually what shaped my transition, in the sense of, comparatively, I would say mine, as far as the briefing and the resources, it was presented to us thoroughly, but it's a lot of information. And how many veterans along the way did we have to build and learn these lessons for? Essentially, his struggles and his generation that went through it were able to allow my generation to not suffer quite as much. But a key point here is that I was an officer. So when I got out, essentially the ending briefs were separated by your rank. So either you were a senior leader or an officer, or if you're a junior enlisted, you went to a different group, because there's different populations that need different things. But with that comes level of service. If you compare the briefing that I got, it probably was better than somebody who might have gotten out as an E3 private, where they're rushing through things and getting it done quickly and just booting them out the door, versus maybe a little bit more meticulous or thorough or helpful for somebody of like my rank or status.
Doc, when you spend a lot of time around veterans, and,
Yes.
and you've been a huge support and brought many of them here to the show for me. But what do you see them struggling the most with? Is it a sense of purpose, employment, isolation, mental health? I mean,
There's a lot of variables involved. I'm always doing research online because this really interests me, because I lost 5 veterans to suicide within 2.5 years. And then I lost 4 family members within like a year and a half. And I worked in mental health. I was used to administering the MMPIs and the sentence completion fill-ins and all the paperwork, because our psychiatrist would only come once a week from Pearl Harbor. So I would have to review all those documents. And if any red flags went out, I'm on the phone with the doctor saying, we need to ambulance him over to Pearl Harbor Medical Clinic right now. But I do, in some of the research that I've done, I did notice that there's more male veterans that commit suicide. There's like 61% of all veteran suicides are veterans that are not enrolled in the Veterans Administration healthcare system. So to piggyback off that, in 2025, they had a convention in May, and one of the findings was that they evaluated what can we do different, and that like 330,000 veterans had been enrolled since that time. And they also look at the suicide factor, that we need to do more with gun safety, weapon safety, because we have a lot of veterans shooting their brains out in parking lots because they went in to get care and they were refused care. They went in to get admitted to a in-house treatment facility, and they said, we don't have enough beds. So what do? They go out in the parking
desperate.
lot.
Yeah.
So I think they're just starting to focus in on more things like, yes, we need to have more resources available for our homeless veterans. We need to have more groups available. We need to have more resources for those, such as in Waco, we have a lot of our homeless population are veterans. Mm-hmm. And it's really sad. So I think they're doing more with weapon safety. And there was another finding that said the number one cause of suicide among veterans is pain.
Right.
if they're not
Chronic
getting their
pain, right.
medications and so forth. So I think we're just starting to tip the iceberg on trying to make
Right.
improvements.
Right. And then that, of course, if they're suffering pain, then there's self-medication and then all the problems that come along with substance issues. Stephen, as an infantry officer, you were trained to lead people through difficult situations. Is there sometimes an expectation in military culture you should be able to handle your own struggles without help?
Yeah, absolutely. The phrase "suffer in silence" is absolutely a thing that comes in. I've heard it said. I've been around that culture. There's very much a stigma of admitting any form of weakness, of asking for help, of anything, and that's me being within the infantry. And I know that is not unique to just my job, whether or not it is individuals above me within special operations or some of the tier 1 units, or even jobs that people might not consider quite as high stress, of being a mechanic or somebody who works in logistics. Regardless, there is a stigma in the military of there's a mission to do, your personal needs come last, and don't admit weakness. So culturally, that bleeds from the military into the veteran population as well. At least I would believe so.
Yeah, yeah. So how hard is it, Doc, for a veteran to say, I need help, I need help?
I think the reason why we have so many male veterans committing suicide is, I know I was raised in a very strict Roman Catholic, Irish, Polish, German family, and we were taught at an early age, sissies cry. Yeah. Suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah, buck up. Yeah.
We were told to put things in a box and put it under our bed and forget it.
Yeah.
There are issues I had growing up, like being molested and so forth. And we were still taught, throw it in a box, throw it on your bed. You'll never have to deal with it. God doesn't make mistakes, which I know he doesn't. But, and being raised Roman Catholic, I learned very quickly it was a religion about doing good deeds and doing this and checking off all the boxes. But it's hard. I think it's hard for females. I think it's hard for anyone, but especially males, because we're taught not to be transparent.
Yeah.
We're taught to keep our feelings inside. That's why you guys live 5 years longer than us males on the average. Yeah. Because you guys are very good at fine details. You're very good with venting, which we need a lot of help on that.
Yeah. Are there warning signs, Stephen, that family members could be looking for?
Yeah, this is something that it reminds me a lot of either some of the suicide prevention and awareness training that I had in the military, and then kind of navigating my own journey as well. A couple obvious warning signs is like isolation, individuals no longer doing daily duties, such as like their hygiene starts to slip, irritability, things like that. But with that comes shame, and people will try to hide those warning signs. So it makes it even harder for people to notice, especially family members as well. It's a difficult thing, let alone to talk about, let alone to observe, and to even notice it, to then have an indication of, hey, maybe my family member is struggling and I should say something. And even if I did say something, am I even equipped to have that conversation? It's already such a sensitive topic. Right. It's just discomfort all around, essentially.
I just want to piggyback off what Stephen said. I know, like, for your veterans, they can call 988, or they can text 838255, or they can go to the Veterans Crisis Line and click on chat. But I think as veterans, more is being offered to us to help those that just recently separated from the service. I call them the new kids on the block. Yeah. Because they're placing a stronger emphasis on first aid mental health, and what signs to look for, and what, the process of getting someone the resources, the help that they need.
And there are resources available. That's the thing. They should not despair that there's not a listening ear or an agency or somebody, physician, to help them.
A lot of veterans There are a lot of veterans that don't like using the VA system, but here in Waco, we're super blessed because we have what is called Veterans One Stop. And you pretty much, like if you're in a town and you just move there, you could call a VFW or Marine Corps League or any of those organizations, and they can direct you to a veteran service officer, or a lot of them are very knowledgeable. I didn't have help filing any of my disabilities, and it took me 13 years to go from 0 to 100%. So I had to learn myself, and that's why I'm able to give back, which I thank God for every day.
Absolutely. A lot more we want to talk about with the two of you. We need to take a break, but want to tell you that our sponsor today is Waco Surf. When you're looking for some fun close to home, Waco Surf is very hard to beat. Surfing, water activities, sunshine, plenty of ways to spend a great day with your family and friends. It really does feel like a little getaway right here without leaving Waco. Stay with us. There's more of the show ahead.
We're celebrating the Declaration of Deals at Allen Samuels in Waco. Right now, get $13,000 off a new Ram 1500 Lone Star, plus 2.9% for 72 months. Cash in on $13,000 off a new Ram 2500 Laramie Crew Cab, or choose 0% for 36 months, plus no payments for 90 days. Feel secure with America's best full-size truck powertrain 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty at Allen Samuels.
Come by.
Summer isn't over yet. Make every last splash count at Waco Surf. Catch perfect waves, float the lazy river, or relax on the beach while the kids make unforgettable memories. Stay in their hotel or private cabins, or hook up with your RV. Located just 90 miles from Dallas and Austin, set on 450 acres in the heart of Texas, Waco Surf is unlike any other water park around. Before school starts, give your family one more epic adventure. WacoSurf.com. Book your stay today and catch a wave.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Welcome to the show. We are excited to welcome a brand new sponsor to the Ann Harder Show. It's Waco Surf. And while many people know Waco Surf as home to the world's premier inland surfing destinations, it's become so much more than that. From family-friendly attractions, water adventures, concerts, special events, lodging, great dining, Waco Surf has grown into a year-round destination that attracts visitors from all across Texas and even, dare I say, around the world. Joining us today is Sara Wiseman, who's Director of Marketing for Waco Surf. We're going to talk about what makes Waco Surf such a special destination and what's new at the park and how it continues to evolve and why it is a must-visit attraction for you and your family. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Show. This is so much fun. Well, congratulations on Waco Surf becoming one of our newest sponsors. We are thrilled about that. But if anyone hasn't visited yet, what would you tell them? What would you tell them?
There's so much to offer with Waco Surf. You've got your slides, your lazy river. You've got your surf lagoon, which is what we're known for. And now we have a new standing wave, which is the shred mill. So there's plenty of opportunities for everybody. It's family friendly. There's plenty of activities. We've also got fishing and other pickleball, stuff like that. So other activities that anybody can enjoy and anybody can do. We also have a ton of accommodations if you need to stay on property. So we've got 13 hotel rooms. We've got 7 cabins and then 2 houses. And if you do stay on property and you're staying during water park season, you do get water park passes included with your accommodation. So it's very family friendly, very, great spot for you to just come and hang out with us.
So, of course, we are in Central Texas, and it can be hot way into almost November.
Yes.
So what is water season?
So water park is typically open mid-May to mid-September. So our water park will close September 13th. And then our surf lagoon will actually stay open until January 3rd. So we're pretty much open all the way until winter. And then we close down for about a month, and then we open back up March 1st.
Okay.
So
no rest for the weary.
No, exactly. And those water temps are very brutal. You need a wetsuit for sure.
Okay, well, and these are the hardcore trainers. These are people who really, and that to me is what's so fascinating. And what, when we were chatting earlier, I said a lot of people may not realize what a big deal Waco Surf is when it comes to folks who are training for major competitions.
Exactly.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Exactly. So we have people that come all around the world to come train with us so that the way they can get prepared for their Stab High events, Olympics, stuff like that. So it's very good because you have consistent waves constantly versus like the ocean where you have to rely on the wave to come through and if it's going to be good or not, and also fight the battle of public. At least with ours, it's a controlled rotation, and you can also, if you do a private session, you can choose and change your wave settings to adhere to what you're looking for. So if you're looking for more air sections, you can do a private session and end up getting doing air sections for the whole hour if you wanted to.
So what does that mean?
So
I know nothing about this. So talk to me like I'm
So
free.
Private sessions are going to be pretty much running the pool out for your whole hour. Just
okay,
so
like booking an hour on a tennis court or whatever.
Exactly.
Pickleball.
So, and it's just you and your group surfing. You can choose and change your wave settings, and then you also get complimentary rentals during the private session time. And then, so air sections, that's kind of like that flip that we were talking about on that
Oh
ad.
you're going to get to see the video.
You're going to see the video where you can practice all your flips and do all that other stuff. Most people go for the air section, and then of course our barrel waves. Those are the best competition waves. So that's what people are always looking to do. So, but we have about 50 different waves to choose from if you do a private session.
Really?
So if you wanted to do it and you just wanted it to be beginner, you're more than welcome to, or you can go all the way up to the air section. So it's pretty intense.
Pretty intense. No kidding. You have developed quite a reputation, beyond the surfing community. So how has it evolved over the years?
So we've mostly focused on moving, at least in the last 4 or 5 years, moving into a family-friendly environment. And I think that we've done a really good job at that. So we've moved into family-friendly as well as being known for all of our activities, not just one. And it just pushes through. So a lot of people will come in. We have a 50-50 ratio, 50% ratio of locals to people who travel in. We have people who travel all over just to come with their family and enjoy for the summer.
Really?
Even in the off season, the more, not necessarily off season, but the shoulder season where water park's down, they'll still come and they love to surf with their kiddos and get them out there. Especially Thanksgiving break, you got Christmas break. Now the water temps are colder, but people like to just come when it's a lot more slower and it's just the surf open as well.
Yeah, for sure. So what is it that makes Waco Surf different than other water park?
Honestly,
destinations?
our staff is awesome. We're always here to help. We're always here to give you guys the experience, and as well as our pricing. Our pricing is a lot more affordable than other surf lagoons. So that's just what we've kind of put our basis on, is family friendly, staff is awesome, and then also just our price points. We try and make it more friendlier for the people to be able to do, versus you having to, pay $20K to rent the whole thing out. So we just try and provide those different opportunities. That way everybody can get a shot.
Well, and here we are at the end of the summer break, and that really kind of is your promotion right now, is that call it a staycation if you live in the close area, but to make some really special memories.
Exactly. And now we're also offering different local and Texas college ID discounts. So that way it makes it more affordable now that Baylor's going back into school. So we offer this like $99 plus tax session locals and Texas college ID discount Monday through Thursday. So that way it kind of adheres to the college kids now that they're back into it, because it can get expensive.
Well, yeah. So how is the pricing? What is
so
it
just kind of depends.
Is it like a park pass that you have?
Unfortunately not, but we are looking to do something like that in the future. So if you want to do surf sessions, it can range between $159 to $179 depending on your level, the day that you're coming, stuff like that, because we offer Monday through Thursday and then Friday through Sunday pricing. And then for the water park, it can be $39 to $49 plus tax for adults, and then $15 to $19 plus tax dollars for kids. And then we also offer family passes for the water park as well, so you're looking at $99 plus tax, and that's 2 adults and 2 kids. So that's
less than Six Flags, I guess.
Exactly.
I'm thinking for sure. What are some of the attractions? You kind of gave me an idea what the attractions are, but what are some of the attractions that you have that maybe families are not that familiar with that you have?
Well, honestly, so we have our big slides, which a lot of people know from YouTube videos and stuff like that. Yeah. So we actually made a smaller version called the Little Wedgie. For those who aren't tall enough or too scared to go on the big ones. I feel it's a much smaller version, and it's more adhered to kids, but the kids do love it. And then, of course, our lazy river is about a mile long, so it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to go around.
Is that?
It is. It's nice.
Does anybody ever just come, I'm just doing the lazy river?
Yes, all the time. We have plenty of people that won't do the slides, but they'll just spend multiple hours just going around the lazy river. All you really need is a cooler, get a cooler tube, and then you can float with your cooler, and then just bring some music, and you guys can chat and hang out pretty much the whole hour. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I love that's my vibe. I really like the lazy river. You've also become quite the venue for concerts and festivals and special events. Let's talk a little bit about that. What are some of the memorable ones you've had in the past?
So we've had definitely a few. We try and do live music every weekend.
Okay.
So we've been more pushing this year locals versus people from out of town. And then of course we have plenty of events that come out as well. We've got plenty of people who will do a lot of surfing events. So we've got like a boarding event coming up in around September, where a lot of the body surfers will come out and do several hours.
Okay, so how is that different from other
surfing? Body surfing versus surfing. Body surfing is like those boogie boards.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're just performance boogie boards almost. And then surfing, you're standing up. So bodyboarding, you're going to be on like your body. You won't ever stand up. So you're never
standing up.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And then we've got our Nines event that's going to come up in October, which is where a lot of athletes will come out. That's where you'll see, I don't know if you've seen it in the past, where we have a skate ramp and them doing the skate ramp while surfing. It's extensive. It's awesome to see, and it's awesome to watch. This year we are talking about doing a public day that just hasn't been announced yet, but the Nines event is always fun because you have so many different athletes, whether they're biking, skateboarding, surfing, anything. They all come out, and then they just have several days where they rent out the park and they get a bunch of content, and they end up doing that the whole time that they're there, which is awesome.
So they're videoing, they're doing their thing. Is it the kind of thing that people come and I just want to watch?
So
I just want to be a spectator.
Yeah. So in the past, it's been private. This
Okay.
year, it will be private for a certain amount of days, and then we will announce a public day.
Okay, so that's what you meant by a public day.
We're trying to figure that one out.
Because you haven't done that before.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've never done that before,
Yeah.
but we are going to do a public day this year. We just haven't decided which
I
day.
think that will raise the level of understanding about
People always
that.
want to come watch it.
Yeah.
Because they see it all on the social media once it's posted.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be fun to let people buy a ticket and come watch them do all their activities.
Yeah. I want to go back to the Olympic training. Have you known any Olympians that have come?
There's a lot of USA surfers that come out.
Uh-huh.
One year we had China, and Germany will come out as well. We've met a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, I guess you get to know them, and they're, I just think that is fascinating that this is right here in Central Texas, and it's quite the draw.
Yeah, you wouldn't think
for
about it.
Top
And-
flight elite athletes.
Exactly. You wouldn't think about it. And then even when, even from where I'm from, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I moved to Waco to go work at Waco Surf. And then when I try to explain it, they don't understand it until they get there. And then they're like, oh, this is not what I was
This
expecting.
is not what I was exactly, and that's why we're so glad that we can kind of shed a little bit of light on what Waco Surf is all about. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, I want to learn a little more about Sara too. So stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
Summer isn't over yet. Make every last splash count at Waco Surf. Catch perfect waves, float the lazy river, or relax on the beach while the kids make unforgettable memories. Stay in their hotel or private cabins, or hook up with your RV. Located just 90 miles from Dallas and Austin, set on 450 acres in the heart of Texas, Waco Surf is unlike any other water park around. Before school starts, give your family one more epic adventure. WacoSurf.com. Book your stay today and catch a wave.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Provident. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Allen Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
For anyone that's in the car buying mode or looking for a car right now or a truck, I would definitely come by Alan Samuels, get to know the people here like I have, how well I'm taking care of the dealership and how well, service and any kind of warranty issues or those sort of things. Because of the way they take care of me, it's made me a Ram driver. I said I don't think they'd want to go anywhere else if they came here.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
And we are back with Stephen Andrews and David Doc Haight, who are, these are now my two favorite veterans. Although I've got a lot of favorite veterans these days. You've brought so many my way, Doc. I appreciate that. But Stephen, tell me, how important is camaraderie? I mean, you have a lot of people around you, I'm sure, but the importance of the camaraderie that you had in military life has got to be different. Do you miss that, and how do you go about filling that void?
Yeah, so I heard two questions there essentially. The first being how important is camaraderie? And I would even expand that to just relationships in general,
Yeah.
whether that is a group of your peers in the camaraderie sense or just like a close individual that you can trust and rely on emotionally and who you're able to have connection with. Both absolutely important. It's been shown within therapy that a therapeutic relationship between the client and the therapist is one of the most important factors for healing. And with that second question, I'm not alone in saying this. I've heard it 1,000 times, and I'm going to hear it 1,000 times more. Is I do not miss the Army, but I miss the men that I was with, and that encapsulates it so much in the sense of
absolutely
the camaraderie that was there, the brotherhood and sisterhood as well. If you're a woman, you will never experience that ever again, in the way that the military was, and that's something so incredibly special. And it's something that it's just kind of having to accept. Of it was a moment in my life that I had. I appreciate it. But to not mourn the past so much, if that makes sense.
Well, and Doc, this kind of sort of raises the questions, are the best resources that a veteran sometimes simply needs another veteran that understands what they're going through. I mean, I've had a chance to talk with some good folks with the VFWs, and I know that serves a purpose. You mentioned Veterans One Stop, but I know there are a lot of events and things around Central Texas for veterans.
We have our next Bruin Bravo event, which we have every 3 months, is Wednesday, the 2nd of September from 4 to 8 at Lee Lockwood Museum. And what is super amazing about this is, Ann, you'll be our MC. You'll get to meet even more veterans and talk with more veterans. But we have VA representatives there that have resources and flyers and pamphlets and stuff. And to piggyback off what Stephen said, I don't miss being in the service, but I miss my Marines. I miss my sailors every day. And if I could do it again, I mean, the brotherhood and sisterhood is something. And I tell the PTSD group I lead at Veterans One Stop, I tell them on a regular basis, I'm most comfortable sharing with you guys because we're all veterans and we all know what each other went through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you mentioned PTSD. What are some of the other pressures, though, that our veterans face? Maybe marital issues or financial struggles? Issues. I mean, you also mentioned
financial
homelessness. Yeah.
I had a buddy I was trying to help, a veteran, and I finally got it out of him, and I thanked him for being honest. He was 100%, and the reason he was homeless is because he chose the drug over the housing assistance. And I told him, I said, we're getting somewhere now. I appreciate you being honest, because you have to be honest in order to take the first step to take ownership. And he might, and his is a success story because he's.
Oh, that's good. I was going to ask you, do you have success stories?
He's he has his own place. He has a young child. He's doing very well.
Oh, that's great. Stephen, how did you personally begin to build a mission in your life and kind of fill those things that the Army had brought your way?
Yeah, as I navigated transition these past 6 years and bounced around from multiple jobs, like I am one of the statistics in the sense of having had multiple career restarts. The one thing that was always consistent was service to others, and that's now the thing that I've come to incredibly realize is like I would like to become a therapist for men and male veterans. But throughout that, as I've navigated transition and found my new mission, so to speak, my first mission was the Army. It was leading my men in service of others, and then through that, just continually being driven back to that versus just trying to make profit for profit's sake or some other avenue, essentially. It was wanting to help.
And Stephen, share with Ann about your social work theses. I think that's wonderful.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to hear that.
Yeah, I think you might be mixing. I'm currently in a master's program where I'm doing research on struggles that entrepreneurs face when they start their own businesses and how they respond to that. And then right after this, I'll be pursuing a master's in social work. Ideally, I get to do some more research, the population of veterans, and then a population that I'm really interested in is children of veterans, because there's always, not always, it's very often that there's family history of my father served, or my mother served, or my great-grandfather. So with that continual generational trauma, how is that building up, especially pre-9/11, post-9/11, and then where we're at now with the new kids on the block, so to speak?
Wow. Doc, what are some of the responsibilities the rest of us have? I mean, I always say thank you for your service, but really, what can we do to help support veterans?
One of the biggest things I've learned as a veteran helping other veterans is you get down to their level. You meet them where they are, and you let them know that you don't sugarcoat it. You let them know it's okay not to be okay, and that you got to commit. And I commit to helping because I know what it's like to be in a not so good place, and you might not have many references or resources. For most of my life, I've been very, very blessed, and I thank God for that I had good parents growing up and a good support system, and that makes me even more determined. It increases that drive to want to help other veterans get to where they feel comfortable. And they're not afraid to say, look, I don't feel good about this. Can we talk? Of course we can talk. And a lot of times it's not listening to hear. You got to listen to understand.
Yeah, Stephen, what would you say to the spouse or the friend or maybe relative who senses something is wrong and maybe afraid suicide might be an end result, of the struggles they see their loved one making?
Yeah, this is a really, really sensitive topic to be able to try to approach. I think an honest question from a place of humility and really trying to listen to understand, and just establishing that baseline of, I might not get this question right. I might say the wrong thing, but no matter what, I care about you. And it's coming from a place of love and concern and doing more listening than anything. Instead of talking of, well, you shouldn't be depressed or you have all of this to live for. It's, hey, I noticed something might be going on and I'm concerned. If you're willing to talk about it, I would love to listen. And just leaving it there and allowing the space to fill from the veteran versus trying to have a dialogue. Just being willing to listen with that initial question and just sitting with that, essentially, I think would be the first step of many steps after that.
You have anything to add?
Being more aware of your surroundings and their surroundings. If you go into someone's apartment that's a veteran, and to piggyback off what Stephen said, which was very well said, and you've noticed some things like there's a weapon that's not secure, we want to be proactive. And gun safety is just one of the many things. I mean, if you see 2 24 packs of beer in the refrigerator,
and that person lives alone.
And that person lives alone.
Yeah.
One of the first veterans I lost, very sad story. We were medics together at K-Bay, and he had a crystal meth and an alcohol, both addictions. And his sister reached out to me and said, Bruce was in Long Beach at the time, and his sister lives in Dallas, said, David, I can't get in touch with him. So I said, okay, what's one of his friends? So I reached out to his friend and I said, hey, can you go over and do a welfare check? Well, they did. And he had been dead for 2 or 3 days. It was rigor mortis and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, and you think, and it's normal, like I kept thinking, I kept asking him, the next time he came home to Dallas to come to Waco, I should have driven to Waco. I mean, it's the blame thing, like what if? And then I finally realized that I hope I impacted his life in a lot of positive manners. I remember when we first moved in as roommates, I was into the running. He started running. he started swimming like I do and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just, it's hard sometimes.
I'm sure. You know, I mentioned those statistics. They were very old off the top of the show. What do you have newer statistics
Yes, I
on
do.
what they are?
So the suicide rate per 100,000 veterans rose for both male and female veterans in 2023, which is the most recent stats.
Okay.
And we want them to be within like 5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
But the women went from 13.7 to 13.9, and the men went from 37.3 to 37.8.
Yeah. What would you say directly to a veteran who might be listening or watching, who's struggling privately and thinking nobody would understand what I'm going through?
Do you want to talk about it? I'm here to listen, not to judge.
Yeah.
Anything you say will be held in strict confidence. If you want to talk on more than one occasion, I'm here for you because I've been in that place before.
Yeah. Stephen?
I think if I could say one thing to any veterans that are struggling, yes, your story is unique. Your struggles are your own. But you're not alone in the sense of pain and struggle is pain and struggle. Regardless of what the circumstances was, there are people that still care. So just be open to the thought of somebody caring about you, essentially. You might not know another veteran. They could be a complete stranger, but that bond that's there, veteran to veteran, or even just a regular person to a veteran, there are people that care. And just being open to the thought of that, I think is, again, just like the first step of many steps forward.
Finally, then, what gives each of you hope that we can change these statistics?
Well, I look to make, I bought a house in China Spring 8 years ago, and I have no plans of going anywhere. So I want to do more outreach ministry, which I started my own nonprofit 2 years ago called Veterans Ministry Incorporated. But I soon realized that it's more about thank you, Jesus, 24/7, because I'm not just helping the veteran population. I'm helping all populations. But the way I look at it is I would like to do more for all populations that are depressed, that are in addiction, as far as helping them navigate the resources.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Stephen said it very well, you're not alone. And you never will be.
Mm-hmm.
And we're here to listen for understanding if you want to talk. Or if you don't want to talk today, another time.
What gives me the most hope for veterans and mental health and everything related to that is essentially the community building and giving back to itself. Now with multiple years and generations either having gone through the military, active deployments in war zones or not, regardless, it's our community is being more aware of these and also wanting to give back more as well. So instead of having a civilian clinician who did not experience the military, is not a veteran, does not come from a military family, having more veterans help veterans, whether that be through the VA or any other form or fashion, it's the fact that our community is starting to take care of each other more, and it's just building and snowballing.
Yeah, so there's hope. I mean, that's the thing. And there is a Veterans Crisis line. Do you have that information?
Yes, they can call 988, or they can text 838255, or they can go on the VA website, Veterans Crisis Line, or they can go to their nearest ER, because the VA will pay for those visits to the ER if it's suicide related.
Oh, it's all such important information. And our hearts go out to veterans. We are appreciative of them. Can't say that enough. but you know, it is heartbreaking to see the struggles so many go through and take that final step, you know, to end what they sense is suffering. And so it really is encouraging to me to talk to the two of you and hear the different programs that are available and just the realities of what you experience each day as a veteran. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Provident. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
We're celebrating the declaration of deals at Allen Samuels in Waco. Right now, get $13,000 off a new Ram 1500 Lone Star, plus 2.9% for 72 months. Cash in on $13,000 off a new Ram 2500 Laramie Crew Cab, or choose 0% for 36 months, plus no payments for 90 days. Feel secure with America's best full-size truck powertrain 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty at Allen Samuels.
Come by.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
This is a Rogue Media Network production.